Hey gamers, and welcome to the board meeting, where I usually teach games, but today I want to talk about drafting in board games, which is a mechanic that is implemented in a lot of board games in some sort of way. So what is drafting exactly? Drafting in its base form means you will be given a choice of several options and you will be able to select one of these options, and then the others will be given to other players to choose from. So say if I pick this 4 pink, now the rest of these cards would be given to the next player to choose from. Say they chose the 8 yellow, then the next person 7 blue, and then the 2 green for this person. And that in its basic form is what drafting is. Now I have 3 different games here that show you 3 different variations of drafting. So let's get to those and show you some examples. Here we have a game of It's a Wonderful World set up. And to begin It's a Wonderful World, each round players will be dealt 7 cards. And once they're dealt these cards, at the same time, each player will select one of these cards and put them down in front of them, and then pass the other 6 cards to the player on their left. So all players would be putting a card down and passing cards. And then after you get your hand of 6 cards, you would then choose another card to put down and pass those cards. And play would continue like this until all of the cards are gone from your hand. That's an example of simultaneous card drafting. Let's go to another game that just deals with another form of card drafting. I have a round of Seven Wonders Duel set up here, and Seven Wonders Duel is a 2-player only game. And on a player's turn, they will take one of these cards that aren't covered up by any other card. So this player could take this card, and maybe the next player takes this card. But now you can see they opened up a card. And what's interesting about Seven Wonders Duel is some cards are laid face down. If ever a card is opened up, they actually flip that card face up. So you never truly know what you're opening up to your opponent. Now, drafting doesn't always have to be cards. You can draft literally anything. One popular thing is tile drafting, but probably the second most common is dice drafting. So let's switch over to a dice drafting game. This is Sagrada, and in Sagrada, players will be drafting dice that are randomly pulled out of this bag, and then those dice would go onto their window panes. To begin a round, the first player would pull 2 times the number of players plus 1 dice. So let's say we have a 3-player game. They would pull 7 dice out of the bag, and then roll these dice. And now the first player would get to choose any of these dice to put on their window. So let's say they pick this dice. Then the next player picks this dice, and then the last player would pick this purple dice. And this is what they call a snake draft. So now in reverse order, all players will pick another dice. So the last player chooses a dice, then the next player, and then finally the first player gets their second dice. And this leftover dice would just go on the round tracker. So now you've seen the basics of drafting and some of the variations that come along with it. So this has been a board meeting, and I hope you all have a wonderful day.